When it comes to learning how to manage your table's data, and what I'm talking about here is how to modify, update, and delete your records, and, well, either the records or the data they're in, I've got some tips, tricks, and shortcuts I want to show you. So to get started, I'm going to come over here and open up my employees table. Let's see, how many records do I have? A total of 47, and you can see all the fields. In fact, I have more that I want to keep track of on each employee, like their hire date, title, and so on. In any case, when I want to create a new record, and I know we already learned how to create new records in an earlier training video, but here I got some additional things I want to show you now that we've advanced along in our training here. When it comes to creating a new record, there's two ways I can do it. I can either go ahead and scroll down to the bottom till I find a blank row, and of course scroll over to the left hand side so I can enter in my data from left to right. Or you can imagine if I had thousands of records that I don't want to scroll down past that many records to get to the bottom. So what I can do, let me go ahead and scroll up, and to get to the bottom and to create a new record, I can come down here on the record navigation bar and, well, there it is, new blank record. Go ahead and click on it, takes me right down to the bottom, and I can go ahead and start entering in my record. Let me go ahead and scroll down just a bit so I can center that more on my screen. So to get started, I'm assuming with the employee ID it's going to be consecutive here, 46, 47, 48. That you'll see when I start typing in data, it pulls up this pencil here with the dot dot dot. That means that when I start typing, that this line item or this record is in edit mode, it's in write mode. And when I'm ready, when I save it, it'll remove that pencil, meaning that the record's been accepted. In other words, Access has to accept the record before it can be saved. For example, if I go ahead and I delete this and I want to type in some text, in other words, no numbers, I know this is a number field, but when I try to save it, it doesn't accept it. It has to accept it before it can save it. And why does it not accept it? Is because this field has the number data type. In other words, it can only accept numbers, not text. So let me go ahead and come back in here, delete the text, and then type in my number, and then hit the tab key or the right arrow key, or I can use my mouse to advance to the next field, but tabbing works better for me because I don't want to take my hands off the keyboard to use the mouse. If I can keep them on the keyboard, I can fly through this a lot faster. So back. Let me go ahead and scroll over just a bit. Now, I don't have to scroll over and take my hands again off the keyboard. In fact, if I scroll back and I keep hitting the tab key, it'll automatically scroll for me. In any case, I can keep my hands on the keyboard. Let me scroll down just a bit. When I get to this field, the home number field, watch what happens when I click inside the field. So what we're looking at here is known as the mask. It's got these prompts here that shows us what the database is requiring when it comes to entering in the data. The area code and then the 7-digit number. Notice when I click off of it, it disappears. Notice that when I tab to it, it doesn't pull up. It doesn't pull up unless I start typing in the numbers. When I type it in and I'm like, oops, looks like I'm typing in the area code, I better make sure it's the area code and go ahead and follow the prompts there, and you'll notice that when I'm done, it exactly fits the amount of data that's required because those symbols disappear. In any case, hit the tab key, go to the next field. Now when I get to a field and I notice that the field above has the exact same type of data that I'll be entering in below it, instead of typing it in, the shortcut key to copy that and paste it is Control''. Boom. Automatically pulls the data up above, a copy of it down below. There's a shortcut. Hit the tab key. Let me go ahead and scroll over. Now when it comes to entering in a date, there's many ways that you can enter it in. You can manually type it in using the slashes. When I type in 07, is it 1907, 2007? Hit the tab key. Is 2007. If I need to edit that or change that, just go ahead and go back in it, click in it, and with the cursor, whatever you delete, when you hit the delete key, it deletes what's in front of the cursor. When you hit the backspace key, it deletes what's behind the cursor. And then go ahead and type in 19, and then hit the tab key. Or you can click on the icon next to it, which brings up the calendar, and go ahead and select a date, or let me go ahead and delete it. If it's today's date, go ahead and hold down the Control key and hit the semicolon key on the keyboard, and there you go. Hit the tab key. Let me go ahead and type in. Now I'm at the end here. Let me go ahead and type in $50 an hour. There are many ways that you can save this record. One way is to simply close out of the table. Now when I close out, it's not going to prompt me because I haven't saved it yet. Do you want to save this like all the other Microsoft applications, like Microsoft Word? It's strange, but when I close out, it saved it. How do I know? Well, let me open it back up. Remember, we originally had 47 records. Well, there's 48. In fact, how do I get to the bottom of the database? Well, you can click on New Blank Record, but I don't want to create a blank record. I just want to get to the bottom. I can scroll, or Back on the record navigation pane, there it is. Click on the last record button, takes me right to the last record. There we go. So that's one way to save it. When I come back in here and I delete or add some text, you'll notice that the pencil comes back up. It's in write mode. And there are other ways I can save this. I can either click off in another record. You can see that it accepted it and saved it because the pencil's now gone. Or let me click back, and another way to save it, you can click on the Save button. You can also, if you want to stay in this line item, this record here, without clicking off of it or using the mouse to click on the Save button, hold down the Shift key and hit Enter. It keeps me there without me having to lift my fingers off the keyboard in case if I need to tab over and make additional edits in that record there. Okay, next, let me go ahead and scroll over to the title column. Let's say that I want to quickly find out how many customer service reps I have in my database, or employees who have the title customer service rep. Well, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and click over anywhere in this field here, the title field, and then bring up the Find window, which I can do by coming up here on the Home tab to the Find group and clicking on the binoculars. It brings up the Find window. Click Cancel, or use the shortcut key, Control F, which brings up again the Find window. You can see it's already got what I have been previously searching for, the sales representative. Let me go ahead and delete that. And we want it to find again customer service rep. So let's type it in. Now before I go ahead and click Find Next, what am I looking in? I'm looking in the current field, not the entire document. What's the current field? It's the title field. What am I looking for? Do I want it to match the entire field or just any part of the field? Well, I want it to match the entire field. It has to say customer service rep, not reps. Otherwise, I would say any part of it. And I'm searching all of the field, not just going down and searching down from where I'm at or searching up, but all of it. So let's go ahead and click on Find Next. There's customer service rep, so I can number that 1, 2, and then it takes me back up to the top when it's finished looking down at the bottom where I started. And then there's 3, click Find Next, 4, 5, 6. I'm on record 22. There's 23. Keep clicking through. Then once it's done counting, then it stops and it says, okay, we're done searching. Let me go ahead and click OK. Now if I quickly want to update all the customer service reps to just customer service and don't have the rep, what I can do is I can come here and I've got what I'm looking for, click on the Replace tab, so it still has here, what do I want to find, customer service rep, but I want to replace it with just customer service. So to instantly replace all of the customer service reps with the title customer service, go ahead and click on Replace. And you'll notice because I'm still in the open window where I began finding, that it's telling me, look, I've already searched all the records and there was no items that were found. Well, it did. It started to change this. So it kind of has a funny little thing that when you're finding something and it's already found everything, that in the same breath where you try to replace everything, it says, look, I've already done the search. So what we can do is we can go ahead, instead of replacing one at a time, finding next, because it's already found everything, click Cancel, and you can see it's trying to change this one. Click off in a blank area, and then go ahead and click on Find again, or because we want to replace, click on Replace. It brings up, it didn't forget, at least in this session, what we're looking for and what we want to find. So we can go ahead and click Find Next and Replace, Find Next and Replace, or just Replace All. You won't be able to undo all this replacements. Are you sure you want to do it? Yes. So let's go ahead and let's go back to Find. Let's see if we can find any customer service reps. When I click Find Next, it says, look, I'm done searching. So we can cancel, click Find again, and then say Find Next. It can't find any of the records because, well, there's no customer service reps. But if we delete REP and just have customer service, click Find Next, there we go. We can find them. Let me go ahead and click Cancel. If I ever need to get back to the beginning, the first record, you can hold down the Control key and hit Home. Control Home takes me to the first record, or again down here, the navigation bar, you can click on first record. Control End is another way. When you hit Control END, End, the End key, takes you down to the end of the database here. Well, takes you to the last row, the last field. Shortcut key for Control Home is also F5. You can hit the F5 key, takes you back to the beginning, upper left hand corner. The final thing I want to show you is how to add a total row. So if I want to go ahead and get the totals for, let me scroll over, the number of hours being put in this week, because when I scroll to the bottom I don't have a total. But if I come up here on the Home tab to the Records group and click on Totals, it adds the total row. How do I know it's a total row? Well, One indicator is that you got the blank row where you enter in a record and an additional row. And you can see when I hover over it, there it is, click to add total. So let me go ahead in this field, click, gives me a drop down arrow and say I want to sum up that entire column. And as you saw, not only just the sum, but you can get the average, the count of how many cells, the maximum hours that was put in that week. So it looks like somebody went overtime by 2 hours. That's not good. And also you can do additional ones, not just for that field, but also add up the totals for all the other fields. And then of course when you're done, just go ahead and click on it to deselect it and it's gone. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.